Hey there, Aquarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of February 13th. We're just going to jump right in here and we're going to see what is going on for you. Two really good cards in your general energies already. You have this fish card that says abundance and luck, and you also have this crown card that says success and pride on it. So there could be some sort of success coming in for you here. I would say for those of you looking for love, definitely could be attracting, a very successful person. You have the King of Swords here. To me, and it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to either. To me, the King of Swords is the king that has like the most knowledge and wisdom. He's very successful and he knows how to really kind of put work into things. He has a lot of experiences as well. It can represent someone who's older than you, but it's not always true with the King of Swords, because he could just be someone who has like a lot of wisdom, who has a lot of knowledge. So that's what I'll say there. Definitely looks to me like a week for taking risks as well. You have several cards here that really represent taking risks. Chariot is taking a risk. Five of Swords, taking a risk. And the King of Wands can also represent taking a risk. So there's clearly some sort of risk. And I would say that it makes a lot of sense. Again, I've said to you a million times before, Aquarius, that with Pluto going into your sign this year, I would definitely be taking a risk to Judgment. Judgment is your last card. Judgment is basically like saying you could stay where you are or you can move towards something new in your life. And that's what I'd be doing here. You have this fish card that says abundance and luck, like I said, and this crown that says success and pride on it. We do see a lot of success here for you, but I feel like the success is going to come in through Judgment. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse because I say this in every single one of your readings, but Ace of Swords, Ace of Swords is your own inner truth. And I've said this to you, I don't know, like the past 10 readings at least. But it's going to keep coming up just because of Pluto and Aquarius. People keep saying, Chris, you repeat yourself. And I'm like, well, yeah. I mean, we're in a very significant transition time with Pluto going into Aquarius. It's something that's generational, only happens once every 20 years. And it's going to be a dominant energy for you because it's in your sign, Aquarius. So, of course, I'm going to keep repeating myself. But at the same time, again, you have a really good opportunity to, yes, maybe go through the, Phoenix rising type energy that is Pluto in general. But again, what you could be rising into could totally exceed your expectations if you're living your truth. The challenge is that nothing is going to match. And what I mean by that is like the feelings that you have, the outside world is going to tell you, no, don't start that cotton candy factory that you've always dreamed of, right? Whatever your crazy ass idea is. And it could be coming in through other people, but if you put in the work, then you'll be successful. You have the Page of Cups, the King of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles. I do see some sort of change in your finances. It's kind of funny because just going this direction, I feel like a risk has to be taken. It's not like a bad thing. It's not a bad risk. I just think that you're realizing that there could be better ways of doing things in your work or your career. I also feel you could be realizing that you want more security. And so the only way to create security could be to like diversify, to spread yourself out. And especially for those of you with a business, I feel like you could be doing that. And it looks like it'll be bringing a lot of success. You have the King of Swords here. And again, King of Swords is like knowledge and wisdom. And I feel like this is also you showing up in a very strong position here. So I do like that you are kind of showing up as yourself in this part of the reading. It looks good to me. You have the Page of Cups as well, and the Page of Cups, of course, could be love. There could be love coming in for you, but, I do feel like there could be love coming in. It could be a fire sign. You have Sagittarius, and just the King of Wands could be a fire sign in general. So if you're looking for love, could be a secret admirer, but I really feel the Page of Cups is talking about your imagination. We are in a very imaginative time, and I would be taking the risks on your imagination. Like if you have a sudden insight this week, to try something new in your business, to, take some sort of risk in any area of your life. That's kind of like what I'm getting here from the first part of your reading without even clarifying. I'm cheating a little bit because of Judgment. Judgment can be like a flash of insight or like a sudden insight, a sudden realization. And I feel you could be having a realization that is encouraging you to step out into the unknown in your business or in your career or whatever. With the Page of Cups, you have the Temperance card. Could be a Sagittarius for sure if you are looking for love. For others, we get this change energy, 2 2s going down to the King of Wands. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you're attracted to. The Temperance card is, these 2 cups. So it's not really a 2, but you catch my drift here. It's 2 cups on the Temperance card. So he's trying to turn one situation into another. 2 of Pentacles, juggling energy. I don't really feel, of course, some of you could be dealing with juggling in relationships, but that's not really what I'm getting here. I feel like this is you kind of, trying to figure out what mix you want in a relationship. So you could be trying to, I kind of feel like you're working with the energy and you're just saying like, what type of relationship do I want? With the King of Swords, you have the 6 of Swords, improvements. Pretty weird. Every single person this week has had the 6 of Swords. I'm pretty sure almost everybody, if not everybody. And I feel there are a lot of improvements coming in for all of us. We could just be experiencing some minor improvements. I also feel that we're kind of seeing the end of something, not like as in something is ending, but if you've been going through a period of time where you have a lack of clarity, where you can't see the answers, or if you've just been feeling a little bit uncertain, it's almost like it's the end of uncertainty. You finally have crossed the water, right? And you can see the other side. And that's like the vibe that I get here from the first part of your reading, is that maybe you're not all the way through it yet, the choppy waters, but you can finally see the other side. You finally see land is coming. So feels pretty good. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Both cards represent putting work into something. And, the Ace of Pentacles is my garden card. There's normally a garden in the front of the Ace of Pentacles, and it kind of represents needing to nurture something into existence. The King of Wands also represents needing to nurture something into existence. He really puts the work in to make sure that something is going to grow. He really puts the work in to, kind of treat something like a baby, as I always say, and that's what I would be doing here. Next, you have this taking risks card. I'm a big fan of taking risks at this time. I talk about it all the time, especially for you, Aquarius, and the risk could be the risk of exposure, but it's really just the risk of living your truth, like whatever your truth is. I could almost guarantee you that if you look at any of the problems that you're having in your life right now, if you are having problems, or if you are not reaching the goals that you wish, if you're really super honest with yourself, I bet you're not doing things the way that you want to do them. This could be in business. Maybe you don't hate your business, but maybe there's something else that you rather do, right? Maybe it could also be kind of like an aspect of your business. I'll open the kimono here for you here, Aquarius. It's like, I started doing these shorts on my other channel because YouTube is like, oh, you have to do shorts. I don't care. I'm not that like excited about shorts, right? It's like easier in some ways because it's short content, but it's just not really what I want to do. Like 100%. Am I going to keep doing it? Probably, but I'm going to do it in my own way. On my other channel this week, I started creating some where I like really put the work in, and I felt good about them. But at the same time, like in the back of my mind, I was like saying to myself, it's like I kind of just rather do it a different way, where I just am not trying to optimize it for the algorithm, right? Because I don't know. I like what I've done, but it just doesn't feel right to me, right? And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with what I did. It just kind of just doesn't have the feeling that I was hoping for. So, I made the decision to take a break for a couple of days here, and to just say, you know what, I'm going to create them. I'm going to do the shorts, but I'm just going to do it how I want to do it. I'm not going to care if people watch it 10% or 1,000%, right? And, I kind of feel the reason I'm bragging about this, even though I'm not really bragging about it, is that I feel like you could be doing that. There could be certain things in your life where the risk is that maybe the way you're doing it isn't like perfect for the robots, or doesn't appease the people in your life. And at the same time, I feel like you're saying to yourself, no, like I care more about a personal victory, Chariot and the Ace of Swords. Like maybe if I do shorts this way, maybe it's not going to do anything for me, right? Because I'm doing it my way. I'm not doing it the way the robots tell me to do it, right? But at the same time, personally, I feel better about it. So it's like, what matters to you? Does what everybody else thinks, is that what matters to you? The city behind him is what everyone else is telling him to do, right? He is leaving that city. He's going somewhere where he doesn't know where he's going. He's just allowing the universe to move him in a direction. He's allowing the universe to say like, hey, come this way, set yourself apart, be different. And, do I feel like there's anything unexpected coming in for you? I would say no. I feel like what's unexpected is that maybe people, I think it's more unexpected for other people is what I'm trying to spit out here. And I think I said the same thing to you last week. It's like you're doing things that maybe it doesn't please other people, but it pleases you. And that's really all that matters, right? And then when you do that, by default, it pleases other people because you're living, honestly, Ace of Swords. You have the Two of Pentacles here. Juggling energy, feeling. I kind of do get that feeling of just going through the motions. Like, it's like doing those shorts that I did. It felt very robotic. I was like trying to like fit it into a script and like do all this other stuff, which it's just not me, right? Does it work? Yes. But but again, it's not me. I can't force myself to do things. And I kind of get that feeling for you where it's like, if something isn't natural, maybe you just shouldn't do it, right? Maybe there's a better way. And here's the thing is maybe you're going to have to put in more work. That's something like I've learned about my life is I fell on my head when I was 10 years old. And ever since then, it's like I have to read books about 900 times to even get the information. I just can't learn things, right? And I also can't force myself to do things. And yeah, it takes me longer to figure out what works for me. But at the same time, it lasts a lot longer. I don't have to, there's a saying, easy come, easy go. And I kind of get that here where maybe something isn't coming to you or hasn't come to you as easily as you hoped, but at the same time, it's like what you're working towards is something permanent. So you're not like just always up and down, kind of like on the roller coaster, so to speak, right? And I feel like you're kind of perfecting something. Sometimes I feel with the Temperance card, which you have twice, is that it's more a card of perfection because he's like pouring the water back and forth, trying to transform a situation from one thing into another. And I would say, perfection is the enemy of progress, of course, but at the same time, I feel you're more like experimenting, which I'm a big fan of with Pluto and Aquarius. I talk about it all the time because that's exactly what I would be doing, is experimenting, right? With the Chariot, you have the Seven of Swords, doing things differently. I mean, Seven of Swords, he's stealing the swords from the army that's in the background of the Seven of Swords. It's a card of tactics. He's not just going to war with that army. He's stealing the swords so they can't be used against him in battle. And it's like, are there different ways of looking at things in your life? With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Three of Pentacles. For a very small percentage of you, by the way, I feel like some of you could be surprising a person from the past because it's like about a third party, and I feel like it is involving a fire sign, whoever it is, whether that's you or them or the third party, I don't care. But, I feel like there's a third party here. That's like for a small percentage of you, and you could be surprising a person because it's like all the details that they never told you. So, I don't know. There you go. For the rest of you, for all of you, really, I wouldn't even focus on love this week. I would be focusing on teamwork. I would be focusing on the quality of the things that you're doing as well. Again, you could say that the shorts that I created, not to keep talking about myself here, sorry, but it's like the best example I can give you. It's like, not to say that they weren't quality, but it wasn't like my quality. It was like YouTube's quality. It's what YouTube wants. I don't care what YouTube wants, right? I care what I want. So I feel like you need to get into that attitude, right? Is caring what you want, not what everybody else wants. With the Temperance card, you have the Hangman here. I feel like saying the delays are over, which is weird. I don't consider the Hangman to represent that, but that's kind of what I'm getting is like some sort of delay is over or delay is coming to an end. So I think that is a good thing, of course. Next, in the area of critical information you need to hear right now, you have this card that says, do not give up because something did not work out right away. Yes, you need to keep trying to do things. Like I said, keep experimenting. Again, I'm going to do things my way, probably not going to work for right away, and I know that. I'm comfortable sitting in that energy, and then when I finally do find something that works, trust me, it'll work better than everyone else. So, there you go. Or maybe not. Maybe this might be a steaming hot failure. So, I don't know. You can watch it live, right? You have the social media card that says, make money with social media. It will be very lucrative. So any of you that have a product or a business, it would be a good time for you to put it out on social media. It says, grow your social media presence and build a reputation for your knowledge, which I'm a big fan of right now. You have the Five of Swords, Nine of Cups, and the King of Wands. We talked a lot about this, about the Five of Swords. But you can see that he's kind of setting himself apart as well. He's like setting himself apart as a winner, even though it is a card of winning at all cost. To me, it's really a card of taking a risk, putting yourself out there, and again, living your truth, basically. You have the Nine of Cups, which is a card of fulfillment or wish fulfillment. So I do feel there could be a wish coming in for you, but it's probably a path that you could be walking on your own with the Eight of Cups. I don't think you're going to feel alone. I feel like there are people that will show up on this path once you take the path, but maybe at the beginning, it's like doing things first. It's like, there's a saying that I'm not going to remember, but it's like, at first they think you're crazy, and then, there's a whole long saying, but basically by the end of it, they think you're a genius, right? So I kind of get that feeling where it's like, at first people might not understand, what you are doing with your life. But once you do it, then they're going to all be saying that how you're a genius, right? And there's a couple things that I'm getting here. Number one is I feel like there will be people who get it right away. And those are the people that you should keep close to you, because I feel like those are the people who understand you. And then there are other people who are going to, be kissing your ass like in the future. Those people, I'm not saying they're bad people or anything, but, it's like, whatever, they didn't see it. You have the King of Wands here. King of Wands is you being bold and assertive, really standing out. I'm a big fan of standing out for you, Pluto and Aquarius. Again, I would stand out as much as you possibly can. With the Five of Swords, you have the Three of Wands, taking the lead. Three of Wands is a card of leadership. It's a card of taking the lead, being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So I would be doing that if I were you. I would be taking control of your life and doing the things you need to do to stand out with this energy. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Ten of Swords. I do feel like there is some sort of breakup situation coming in here. There could have been lying, cheating, stealing. I don't even know why it's showing up here, because it's like you're changing here or something. I'm wondering if someone held on to the past here. Like, if you were in a third party, kind of like the energy I get is that you were dealing with a person where it's like, I feel like they liked you, but they also couldn't let go of their past or something like that. It feels very weird to me as well. It's like they didn't even really like the person, but there could be some sort of connection there, like children or it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I think someone becomes a comfort zone. Like if you were dating, let's say you started dating a person who's like, going through a divorce. If they were like with someone for like 10 years or something, they're, even though they don't want to be with the person, and they kind of do at the same time. I don't know. I have something very strange popping into my head. I feel like you're lifting off here is what I would say. The Judgment card. It's like you chose to change. I feel like you've chosen to go in a new direction. This person had a choice. I also feel like you could be dealing with a person who pays too much attention to what other people will think. So, this person could have been worried what other people will think. Maybe they wouldn't even share you on social media, right? Maybe they wouldn't even maybe they wouldn't change their relationship status or something like that. I feel like that was a warning sign for you, Aquarius. So I feel like you're kind of moving on from that. With the King of Wands, you have the Knight of Cups, something much better. This person does the complete opposite. Like, you have this change in the wind card. This last row represents the good stuff that's coming in for you. So in love, this is something that's completely different that's coming in for you. Let's go there. In the area of the good stuff, you have this change in the wind card. Again, everything is the opposite. So if this is love, I feel like you're walking towards someone where it's like day one, they put you on social media. Maybe not that soon, but, very quickly. They're not afraid. They're not scared. I also feel you're going through changes where you're no longer scared. You're not afraid to answer the call. The Judgment card represents kind of answering the call. You have the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Cups. I feel like the Eight of Cups is saying you're walking towards your truth. Eight of Cups, again, I've been saying this has been coming up a lot as well. I think you had this card last week. And the Eight of Cups is the only card in the tarot that has an eclipse on it. So I feel like for some of you, you could be experiencing these changes between now and April. April is when we have the next set of eclipses, or it starts in April, I should say. That's when the first one will be. And, you could be noticing that between now and then you're walking through darkness and you're trying to walk towards the Nine of Cups. You're trying to walk towards something that is going to be truly fulfilling. You have the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Swords here. So that tells me that something that you thought was wish fulfillment wasn't in the past. Could be a business, a job, a career. And it's like you're walking away from this. Ten of Swords, it had a difficult ending. But I feel like you're choosing to totally cut something out. And here's the thing. When we make a sacrifice with the Ace of Swords, we find victory. You can see this right here is a palm frond. And palm fronds in the tarot, Aquarius, they represent a sacrifice. Then you have this olive branch over here, which can represent an offer of peace, but it can also represent abundance. So I feel like you're finding abundance through making the sacrifice of something that you thought was wish fulfillment. That could be the risk that you're taking. Maybe you're saying, like, maybe you have a person who's coming back from the past, Judgment, right? But maybe you're saying to yourself, you know what? No, I give this person a lot of chances and I've changed, they haven't, and I'm taking the risk of walking on my own path. Feels a little bit scary because maybe you really love this person. You're like, will I ever find that again? I would say, yes, clearly you will have the victory. Ace of Swords guarantees it. Same thing in business or work. It's like you could be taking the risk. Like I'm, again, not to toot my own horn here, but I'm taking the risk of putting things out that in the very near future that maybe won't be received well, or maybe it doesn't, tickle the algorithm, right? But at the same time, it's like maybe it does. Maybe people are sick and tired of seeing people say the same stuff, right? Maybe people are sick and tired of the pranks on or whatever else that everybody does, right? And maybe people want a fresh perspective. So don't be afraid to be that person is what I would say. It's like, yeah, you are the innovator, right, Aquarius? What I'm trying to get across to you is that, Aquarius people will always end up with the arrows in their back. People always say that if you're innovating, that the first person to do something always ends up with the arrows in their back. But at the same time, you could end up being very successful by doing that. You have the Judgment card here, so waking up to your purpose. I really get this liftoff energy as well. They're being called to leave the coffins. The coffin represents their old life. Outside the coffin represents their new life. So they're being called to do something new or different. Let's see. With the Judgment card, you have the Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands says experiment. Like I said, you have to throw a lot of stuff at the wall to see what sticks with the Nine of Wands. That's what I would be doing. With the Ace of Swords, you have the King of Pentacles. Didn't I say something about permanence? King of Pentacles is a card of permanence, permanent positive change. Ace of Swords, living your truth. This is like a permanent positive change where it's like no more. Remember I said earlier, I was like saying that it's almost like there's no more of this right here, this bouncing energy. Maybe you bounce between things like businesses, or maybe you always get into a relationship, then they leave you. It's like you're bouncing back and forth. I feel like this is what you're looking for, is like a certain level of security. With the Eight of Cups, you have the Knight of Swords. I wouldn't rush back to the past. Again, Eight of Cups, when you pull your energy away, that's when someone's going to rush right in, right? So I would definitely be careful of that. I would focus on a new person. We're going to see what else wants to come up for you here. So let's see. Sure, we'll take an extra card. Why not? You have this bridge card. It says, successfully overcoming a problem. Yes, I see you solving a lot of problems. Six of Swords. Remember, I said, it's like you're not all the way there. It's like almost as if I can see the other side. I can see the land, like right there. So I feel like some of you, it's like you finally see where you have been going to. You have this Tower card. It says solid foundation, success with effort. Yes, I think that's true for everyone. I've been saying for weeks now that we really have to put in the elbow grease. You have this Lily card. It says spiritual love. I feel like there is a spiritual connection coming in for you, something much deeper than what you've experienced before. Now, you have this Mice card. It says discord among friends or family. I kind of feel that like people could be trying to guide you, but not in a good way. So I'd be careful of that. But I also get slow progress. I feel like you've been like, mice, they chew through walls very slowly. And what's popping into my head is that some of you, it's like you've been chewing through something. I actually feel pretty good about this. Yes, there's slow progress, but at the same time, I feel like, again, you're chewing through the wall. You're getting to the other side. You have this Pale card. It says time to get out of a situation. Yes, I almost feel for some of you, I'm telling you right now, it's like if this was a person that you have walked away from, I feel like you dodged a bullet here. You have this Diamond card. It says you'll be receiving or giving a precious gift. I feel like this is a person for some of you that is like a diamond. So looks really good. I like where this is going, Aquarius. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.